Okay, this section is going to be extremely short. I just kind of want to fix these two issues before we move on to the rest. So mainly when we get too small, this paragraph is not looking that good. And this image here, we have this weird empty space. And on mobile, we don't need this empty space. Okay, so how can we fix that? Well, we basically take a look at the section that we are on and identify the problem. So basically what we did here, if we check, basically on the hero, we added a width of 95% just so we have that nice margin going there. So what we can do is just remove that. So we can go down here and let's do all the way up here. We can do hero like this and say width 100%. Okay, and that gets rid of that issue. All right, we are good. Now let's kind of separate this section. I'm gonna add a comment here so we know what we have. I'm just gonna say burger thing. All right, because this is quite large here, covering up everything. And down here, we are gonna continue to the next part. Okay, so that's one. And the second one is basically this paragraph. When we go smaller, this starts getting a bit weird looking, right? Just like that. So we don't want that either. And maybe make these plants a bit smaller. There's no reason for them to be this large. Okay, so what we can do is, let's see where this paragraph is. So let's just go up here. So it's this one, hero introduction P. All right, we gave a huge margin, a huge padding on top of it. So let's go back down here. And all we do is say hero introduction. And basically when we're on mobile, we just say padding and just make it smaller, 5 rem and 3 rem on left and right. There we go, that's much better. Okay, way more space. The text doesn't look that weird anymore. Now let's fix up these plans because they're quite large. Actually, what we can do is just even on desktop view, we can just make them a bit smaller and then it's gonna scale nicely down. So let's just find the plans here. There we go, the plans, and just add a max height of like 80%. All right, so we can still see it when we are on desktop. Doesn't change that much. However, when we are on mobile view, as you can see, it gets quite small, like that. So it gets smaller and smaller. It scales down. Okay, so now it looks nice. It doesn't just go crazy. Because we didn't have a height set to it, so it would just take up the whole space. But now with max height, we don't really let it take more space than this whole section here, right? So as you can see, it doesn't take up the whole space. Okay, so kind of short section, but it fixed a lot of these small little issues that make the website not look that great. All right, let's move on to the next one.